So it's been a while since I talked about deodorant, okay? And you guys know I love uh, more natural ingredients when it comes to deodorants. A little backstory about me, if you are new here, I stopped using aluminum-based deodorants about, has it been like 10 years now? Maybe like 9, 8, somewhere around there. And I went on the whole journey before natural deodorants were like a thing. I think we had like Tom's around and that crystal stick, and I was using like essential oil mixes and all that. But anyway, so I've been on the journey of always evolving when it comes to using more natural ingredients under the arm. About a month ago or so, I ran out of deodorant. Okay, currently Santal, what's the name of it? What's the name of that deodorant? I cannot think. Santal Bloom, by that brand, which I can't think of right now, brain fart. But anyways, I'll place it here on the screen. That's my favorite serum deodorant, hands down. But if you recall, I got my hands on this some months ago, right? And everyone swore that this was great to use for deodorant. And so I'm like, I'm the perfect person to test that. I am the perfect person to test that. So I've used this for some weeks now, and we're going to talk about, does this really work under the arms for minimizing odor? Because if you think this is going to stop you from sweating, that's not what this is for. Let's first start there, because aluminum stops you from sweating, okay? Anything that has no aluminum in it, it's not gonna block those sweat ducts. So if you're a sweater, you're gonna sweat with this. But odor is what we are concerned about. So let's talk about it. Before I give you guys the rundown of if this even worked for me or not, we're going to talk about the benefits of glycolic as a deodorant, okay? So if you were deciding to use this, what are the benefits for it? And I have my little handy dandy notebook here so I don't forget nothing. First thing first is that glycolic is an AHA, so it is going to exfoliate the skin. So this is going to remove that top layer of dead skin, which is going to smooth out the underarms, right? And we all want some smooth underarms. It evens out the skin tone, and also is going to fade hyperpigmentation. I know hyperpigmentation or dark spots is really common for the underarm area. So if you are concerned about that, glycolic is best for that as well. The conversation as to why glycolic is a great option when it comes to reducing odor is because glycolic does minimize odor, because it reduces the amount of bacteria that is on the skin. Make sure we can talk correctly today. On the skin, okay? That helps with the cell turnover, removing the dead skin, removing the bacteria. That minimizes odor. Also, if you are a shaver, a waxer, glycolic is great for reducing ingrown hairs because it unclogs the follicle, so it helps to keep ingrowns from happening or reducing ingrowns. And also glycolic acid does stimulate collagen production, and we all want us some collagen production, okay? So those are the benefits of glycolic acid, all right, and why it is an amazing ingredient to use in your skincare routine. Now, there is a warning with this. I do want to say, if you use this too often, too much, too many times, it will cause irritation and it will cause a burn, okay? So you don't want to be using this every day. You want to level it out, okay? Because too much, you're going to be burning under the arms. So let me show you guys too how I use it, because I currently have not put on any today. So I'm going to show you guys how I use it underneath my arms. And y'all probably can't even see no hair, but your girl needs to wax. Now, I usually will just put it into my hand like this, massage it in, or I would take the spout of it, pour it onto my underarm, kind of rub it in like this. And you can also use a cotton round, but I feel like cotton rounds, what's the word I'm looking for? It wastes product. Like, why would I want to waste this? Like, what? So I took a few drops. You only need a little bit, and you just apply it under the arms in circular motions. Do the other side. A few drops. Boom. And that's it. Okay? That's it. And I can wear this all day and not have any smell. So that leads me to our next little conversation. What are my thoughts on glycolic for the underarm? Is it something that works? Yes, I've used it. I've used it about every other day, and it works. It works. It's amazing. I don't have any smell or anything. I don't even really need deodorant at this point. I did have to be mindful on how much of it I was using, because I did start to get a little burn. Okay, I did feel a little bit of a so I was like, okay, we're doing too much, so we got to pull it back. I balanced that out with coconut oil. Okay, that's another thing. You guys know I love me some coconut oil. Coconut oil is great at moisturizing the skin. It is also great at minimizing bacteria on the skin when it comes to the underarms. So like, let's say I put this on in the morning, I will put coconut under my arm at night to kind of balance that out. I am very mindful on how often I am using this product, but it does work. There are a few other key points that I do want to say. If you are going to go from traditional deodorant to using just glycolic acid, don't do it. You're going to have a rude awakening. I do believe that if you are going from a regular deodorant, you need to transition out of that slowly and then get into using just glycolic. Like I said, I haven't been using regular deodorant in years, so my body is detoxed. My underarms are used to it. I don't really sweat as much anyway, but the odor, we're used to it over here. But if you are jumping from one thing to another, that is not going to work. That is something that you need to go on a journey to detox your body, be okay with sweating, all that. There are other things too that go hand in hand with that. Like if you smell really bad, okay, that is a whole inner body issue. You need to be drinking some chlorophyll, and we can go into that in another video. I don't want to make this one too long, but I think that is a core key thing to also know, is that you can't just go from regular deodorant that's been blocking your lymph nodes and your glands and all, and think that once you open that door and you can jump into something natural, it's going to be all sweet. No, you're going to be stinky, because I did that. I was stinky. But once my system got all that out, we were good to go. And I could talk about that in another video, so that's just more so, you know, what that topic is. But back to glycolic acid, it is an amazing ingredient for the underarms. I approve. And so yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you in a later video.